At the end of the first Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting at State House in Nairobi on August 30, 3 weeks after the general election, one thing stood out. Mr. John Paul Mwerigi, 23, who had just been elected MP for Igimb South, walked from State House to the city centre to board a matatu home because he did not own a car. This is not a common occurrence with elected leaders in the country. His was that of humility and courage. The newly elected MP had also boarded a matatu to Nairobi for his swearing-in. President Kenyatta had convened the meeting on the eve of the MP's swearing-in to chart the Jubilee agenda in Parliament. This happened just a day before the Supreme Court nullified his victory on account of massive irregularities and illegalities in the August 8 presidential election. Mr. Mwerigi was new in Nairobi, and despite his changed status, the youngest MP in the calendar of Kenyan Parliament, wanted to board a matatu to Eastlands Pipeline Estate, where he was staying with his elder sister in a one-roomed house when he came for the swearing-in. I did not want to be a nuisance to my colleagues, even though many of them were willing to give me a ride, said Mr. Mwerigi, who was elected as an independent candidate said. He beat candidates with well-oiled and elaborate campaign machinery to inherit the seat previously held by current Meru Senator Mythical Lintry. The young legislator had been driven to State House by Tharaka MP George Morugaura and did not want to bother him or his colleagues anymore after the function, and so he decided to walk. Immediately the meeting was over, I remember getting out not like an MP but like a worker, who was done for the day at State House. I walked past the gate towards town in the hope of meeting a friend, Mr. Kabia, he said. Situation changed. His friend had volunteered to drive him around the city as he prepared to get his own car. 4 months down the line, his situation has changed. I can say that I now own the car that I was given by President Uhuru Kenyatta. It is the only car that I have, and I am not planning to buy another one before accomplishing the things that I had planned to do, Mr. Mwerigi said. He, however, said what has not changed is how he relates with the people who elected him. Seeking support. They are my bosses. They gave me a job, and I will continue to relate with them in the same manner I did as I was seeking their support. Unlike many politicians who turn away from their voters once they get elected, my people will always come first, he said. From a sand mixer at a construction site in Meru to a firewood hawker earning between Sh200 and Sh350 a day, Mr. Mwerigi now earns a 6-figure salary. At the disposal of the sixth-born in the family of 8 are committee and traveling allowances, among other perks and privileges that go with the office of an MP. My father, who died in 2014, was a security company driver. My mother is a peasant farmer in Meru. Whatever she grows caters for our family, but I will now supplement her efforts, he said.